Hi everyone, IPG here, and in this video we're going to talk about everything coming to Season 2 of Marvel Rivals. And there will also be timestamps down below, and we'll be talking about characters, new maps, skins, events, the patch notes, ranked, the like other stuff essentially, like just general stuff, and like the future of the game, such as like future characters that might be added, future skins, and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna get into it right now. Season 2 is about the Hellfire Gala, and it's essentially being crashed by Ultron, in which the two characters being added this season are gonna be Emma Frost, which is gonna be added right away at the start, and Ultron will be added about a month and a half later, probably in mid to late May. And so yeah, we're gonna probably have Emma Frost, and she is a Vanguard, and Ultron is, from leaks and stuff, supposedly a strategist. So Ultron's a healer, which sounds pretty interesting. But yeah, let's actually talk about Emma Frost's abilities, in which Marvel Rivals actually has a video down below, or like on their website, that you can check out. A lot of this information you can actually find on their website itself, which is pretty cool. The character actually has like a shield. She's able to actually damage people with her left click, which is just a beam essentially, which is pretty solid. She's able to actually put down this little like totem essentially in front of people, and you can just damage it, which essentially does damage to the enemy, and it's connected to their health, which is pretty interesting to see. She can also throw out a shield just like this, which is really cool. It's kind of similar to a Sigma shield from Overwatch, which is awesome. She also has a diamond form, which is her L shift, which allows her to have a different set of abilities entirely, which is really cool. Such as being able to actually just like pick up and kick people. So she can pick up and slam Captain America and kick them, which is cool. And then let's finally move on to her ult, which is probably the most busted thing ever. You control people. You control the enemy team. They can't use their ults or anything. And supposedly at their 250 health, they just chip away and actually just die. And so if you're a healer, you can't use your ult. So if you're Luna Snow, you're just screwed essentially, and you're just going to die. Or you can just pull people off the map, just like what this video is kind of showing. Ultron doesn't really have gameplay. There's stuff of him in the trailer, but it's not going to give away his abilities or anything. But he's been like leaked ever since the launch of the game, just like Blade. But Blade never really had his full kit leaked. So yeah. Let's move on to maps. The new map's actually Krakoa. It's pretty cool. So like, here's some shots of the map. It's actually pretty awesome. So yeah, I wish I could actually like play the map. It's gonna have portals too. Now moving on to all the skins and Marvel Rivals that are being added in Season 2. This is the Battle Pass. The two skins that are free in this Battle Pass are the Iron Fist skin and the Magic skin. Both of the skins are on the left-hand side. So if you want to know which ones you're going to get for free, it's those two. Which the Iron Fist skin is cool. I would say that this Battle Pass lineup is way better. Going from left to right, let's actually name off the characters too. Iron Fist, Magic, that's Black Widow, Luna Snow, Spider-Man, Cloak and Dagger, which is actually the 10th like tier in the Battle Pass, so it's the final skin you get. Captain America, the Hulk as Joe Fixit, which is dope. Psylocke, and then Squirrel Girl. So yeah, that's a pretty good lineup. I only play like one character in this entire group. I used to play a lot of Iron Fist. I play them all essentially still, but like I play a lot of Cloak and Dagger. And there's gonna be other skins that you can earn for free too. And there's more skins even being added that we've seen in the other trailers as well. They're just gonna be added later during the season. On top of that, about skins, here's where if you have Marvel Unlimited, which is like a subscriber, you have to just be a subscriber of Marvel Unlimited, which is just like a comic book thing. So, like, if you're into comic books and you want to buy, like, the Marvel Rivals comics and get them shipped to your house, you can do that, and you can use Marvel Unlimited to do that. Not sponsored or anything. And if you do it by April 16th, you get this free The Thing skin. All it does is just change his pants colors, which is, like, I guess it's just a reskin. It's alright. But moving on, there's other skins you can get. If you do, this is the basics of everything else. Namor has a Twitch skin this season. So if you just watch a couple hours of like any of the Twitch streamers with drops enabled, boom, Namor skin. And then on to the next skin is this Golden Diamond Emma Frost skin, in which at the end of the season you'll unlock just by hitting a certain rank. And as long as you stay above that rank, you'll earn that skin. And then there's actually 2 more skins that you can get through events for free, actually. So these are just like there's going to be actually 3 events going on all simultaneously. 2 of them actually give you skins. The first one being this Mantis Floral Maiden skin, which is fire. This is such a good skin that you'll be getting for free. And you have to actually complete like 4 sets of like challenges or quests that probably going to unlock, and they'll have a bunch of challenges to do. It's probably going to be more difficult than the next one, which is the Scarlet Witch skin that you earn for free. So yeah, Scarlet Witch has been giving so many skins for free. And in this one, all you have to do is just like, it looks like just complete, like play matches and earn rewards. You might have to just only play 9 matches, or maybe have to win 9 matches. I'm not too sure. But you get this Chaos skin, which is pretty cool. So yeah. And then moving on to the 3rd event. So we're just going to roll from skins into events, which, like I just said, this you have to earn from an event. And then this you also earn from an event. And then finally this 3rd event, you basically just on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and Discord as well, you just share your thoughts about the season. So like event 1, you'll earn like 100 units. Like there'll be like 20 winners for a $10 Steam gift card, a Marvel Rivals sticker. There'll be a 2nd event that just kind of gives out the exact same thing. And then the 3rd event, you get 10k shares, which is just like, it looks like 30 times 300 units. So like 9,000 units, which is kind of crazy. You'll get 30k okay, so basically if you get 10k shares, you're gonna get 9,000 units for the 3rd event. If you have 30k shares, you're gonna get, it says 20 Marvel Rivals stickers. And if you get 50k shares, you basically get 20 $10 Steam gift cards, which is $200, which is pretty cool. And you could buy skins with that. You could literally buy other games outside of Marvel Rivals. So like if there's other Marvel, or even if you're a DC fan, DC games that you want to get, if you get 50k shares because of how you're like talking about the game, boom. That's pretty awesome for an event. But like this one's like not really, it's about the game and it's just sharing your thoughts about it, but it's not really in the game. So yeah. Moving on to the patch notes that are coming in Season 2, as well as team-up abilities that are being added, and some are being removed, and some characters are being buffed through team-up abilities. So yeah, let's just talk about patch notes. Captain America will have his health reduced from 675 to 650. His shields will go from 400 to 350. So yikes if you're a Captain America player. But he gets buffs in the team-up ability, which he has with Bucky. And then moving on to Doctor Strange, he also gets a nerf, where his decreased daggers of Denac damage per projectile goes from 18 to 16. He reduces the Maelstrom of Madness conversion ratio dark magic to damage from 1.3 to 1.2. So he's getting slight nerfs, and the damage is actually just going to be even worse for Doctor Strange. The Hulk is actually getting a buff, where his base movement speed is going from 600 to 650. His reduced cooldown time for Indestructible Guard from 12 to 10 seconds. So yeah. And decreased minimum charge time for Incredible Leap from 0.7 seconds to 0.5. So Hulk getting more buffs, you're going to see more dive happening in the game, and he's going to be even more annoying, not going to lie. Moving on to Magneto. The Master of Magnetism will experience a slight decrease in the frequency of his ultimate ability. It will go from 3100 to 3400. Penny Parker. Penny will receive enhancements to her primary attack damage. So basically her cyber web clusters now have a chance to crit. It reduces movement speed penalty while firing the cyber web clusters from 40% to 20%. So if you're just running around, it's actually more accurate now. And her base health went from 650 to 750. So you will see more Penny players and higher ranks now, which I hope, because I think Penny's actually really, really fun. She's one of my favorite characters in the game. I like playing all the Vanguards, so. The thing's getting nerfed. Basically, his E ability is embattled leap damage reduction for himself and his teammates will go from 30% to 25%. So, yikes! I can't just keep hard carrying as the thing. But to be honest with you, that's such a slight nerf. Like, every other piece of his kit's still really good. His ult's really good. So, we'll see how much this 5% difference makes. but you might still be able to just roll all the way up to like Grandmaster just playing the thing. Thor is getting a buff with his base health going from 525 to 600, and they're going to increase his base movement speed from 600 to 650. On to the Duelist! Black Widow will basically get a new effect where Black Widow can directly shoot after releasing the second kick of Edge Dancer, basically after using her ult. So you'll be able to get a second shot off immediately, which will probably get rid of a lot of low health characters. Hawkeye's also getting buffs. They're going to reduce his slow effect while charging the bow from 30% to 20%. Increase both instances of damage for a hypersonic arrow from 50 to 55. And then going to decrease the cost of his ult from 3700 to 3100. And they're going to improve the bow draw speed from 1.35 to 1.5. So I already feel like Hawkeye's really good. So he's probably going to be busted again. Hela's getting nerfed. They're going to have an increased cooldown time for Astral Flock from 12 to 15 seconds. Increased spell field damage of Piercing Knight from 30 to 35. And they're going to decrease the cooldown time for Soul Drainer from 12 to 10 seconds. Human Torch, they're going to reduce the attack interval for Fire Cluster from 0.6 seconds to 0.5. And then they're also going to increase the cooldown for Flaming Meteor from 12 to 15, so he's going to get nerfed there. But there's a new effect where after using the Slam, the Flaming Meteor ability, you gain 75 bonus health, but then it starts to fall off after 3 seconds at a rate of 30 per second. Iron Man's also going to have slightly reduced Iron Man hitbox size. So, wow, that's actually kind of crazy to hear. And he's going to have a new feature where he gains 100 bonus health, actually activating Armor Overdrive or Gamma Overdrive that will start to fall off after like 5 seconds. And it's at a rate of 30 per second again. Iron Fist is going to have his reduce the bonus max health gain from Harmony recovery from 150 to 100, but slow the fall off rate of that health from 25 per second to 15 per second. So that's an interesting change to see. So they're nerfing like the actual like health you gain overall, but the rate of which it falls off is a lot slower. And then they're going to lower fixed damage of his Yatji Junku from 10 to 9, but increase the percentage damage of the enemy's max health per strike from 1.7 to 2.1. So that's actually pretty solid too on top of that. So they're like kind of nerfing him and then also buffing him at the same time. It's another rework to Iron Fist, it feels like. And then and his final change is decreasing the cooldown for his kick from 12 to 10 seconds, which is a pretty good buff. Mr. Fantastic is getting a lot of changes. Let's talk about it. They're increasing his base health from 350 to 375. They're going to boost the damage of his Stretch Punch from 60 to 65 and from 75 to 80 while in inflated state. So he's getting a 5 damage increase. Flexible Elongation will have a new effect. Enemies within range will now suffer a 35% slow effect rate, which is awful. Or just a slow effect. And then it reduced Flexible Elongation cooldown time from 10 to 8 seconds. So it's even quicker to use that E ability. So anytime you grab someone as Mr. Fantastic and do the bump, you're going to also just slow them down and just keep bumping them. It's going to be so annoying. This character's going to be awesome. They're actually going to make him more fun. I think he's fun, but still. Let's just talk about the abilities. They're going to reduce the elasticity gain from Elastic Strength, his passive ability, from 30 to 20, while the elasticity provided by Stretch Punch is increased from 5 to 8. After entering the inflated state, the bonus health provided to self has been reduced from 450 to 400. He also has a new feature where when Mr. Fantastic uses his ult, he immediately gains bonus health equal to that gained when entering inflated state. So that's actually pretty interesting. Moving on to Moon Knight, who's also getting a lot of buffs. They're going to increase his actually main left click from 120 meters per second to 150 meters. So he has a faster fire rate. He will have a new effect, gain 25 bonus health with each enemy hit up to a max of 100. 3 seconds after the bonus health stops increasing, it will start to fall off at a rate of 20 per second. So, since you spam a lot as Moon Knight anyway, and you hit a ton of people anyway with the onks, you're going to be constantly gaining like 100 bonus health all the time. And Moon Knight will be seen, like, played more often and probably seen in comp more often than not. His F ability, the Hook, is on a faster startup time from 0.4 to 0.15. And they're going to extend the duration of his ult ability from 3.5 seconds to 4.5 seconds. And increase the number of talents generated from 14 to 18, basically. And then on top of that, there's going to be a new damage fall-off mechanic for the spell field, beginning at 1.5 meters from the center and reaching a maximum reduction of 70% at 5 meters. So the closer you are in the center of that thing, the more damage it's going to do. Scarlet Witch is getting reworks, kind of, buffs and nerfs. They're going to remove Chaos Control percentage damage while increasing fixed damage from 60 per second to 80 per second. So left click is actually going to be pretty solid damage now. They're increasing the Chthonian burst projectile damage from 35 to 40 and the spell field damage from 35 to 40. So they're buffing her damage outright. Increasing the cooldown of Mystic Projection from 8 to 10 seconds. So good luck using those L shifts as often as you want. And they're reducing the phase state from 2 seconds to 1.5. Oh, that sucks for Scarlet Witch players. Oh, but that was like the OP thing, not gonna lie. I've played her quite a bit. They're gonna rework the slow effect of the Reality Eraser to start at 1.5 seconds instead of starting immediately, with a linear increase to a 35% slow over 3.5 seconds. Okay, going to Star-Lord. They're actually nerfing him. His blaster barrage damage went from 80 per second to 75. And there's a new damage fall-off mechanic starting at 4 meters and maxing out at 80% reduction at 8 meters. So, sucks to be Star-Lord, not gonna lie. They kind of nerfed him quite a bit, and it's gonna take longer to get that ult that makes him really overpowered. Okay, also with the Winter Soldier, they're increasing the cooldown time for Bionic Hook from 8 seconds to 12 seconds. They're reducing the base damage of his ult from 100 to 80, but lower the cooling threshold from 20% of maximum health to 15. So he's actually getting nerfs that he actually deserves. Moving on to the final person in damage, which is Wolverine. They're going to increase the rage gain from Savage Claw hits from 7 to 10, while rage gain from Berserk Claw Strike has been decreased from 7 to 5. They're going to reduce rage gain from Feral Leap from 20 to 10, and from Vicious Rampage from 20 to 15. However, rage gained from taking damage has been increased from 3 to 5. They're also going to reduce the time an enemy is knocked down after the impact of his ult from 1 second to 0.75 seconds. But moving on to strategists, because they actually made some like interesting changes, and they nerfed quite I think 3 characters. Adam Warlock. They increased the cooldown for Soul Bond from 30 seconds to 40 seconds, so he got nerfed pretty bad. And his ult now restores 30% of a fallen ally's maximum health instead of a fixed 100 health. So his ult got reworked. If you're a tank, you're gaining more health now, which is a saving grace. Instead of gaining 100 health and getting immediately insta-killed, you'll actually have like 200. Moving on to Cloak and Dagger. They're actually going to rework the ult too for this character. After activating the ult, the duration of the first 3 healing zones will no longer be calculated separately. Instead, they will remain active until the duration of the final healing zone ends, at which point all will be removed together. Cloak and Dagger is probably going to be brought up in the forefront, and Magneto getting a nerf to his ult taking longer to get makes it where you have more opportunities as Cloak and Dagger to pop your ult without Magneto being a concern. And just going, Magneto Slam! Boom! So yeah, Cloak and Dagger is probably going to be a really good healer this time around. Which is awesome, just based off of this one change. Going to Invisible Woman. They're decreasing the shield value of the Guardian Shield from 300 to 250. Loki, they're increasing the regeneration domain cooldown from 25 to 30. So these are slight nerfs to those characters. Mantis is also reducing base health from 275 to 250, and the effects of Healing Flower and Allied Inspiration can be stacked up to a maximum of 16 seconds. So you're getting nerfed, Mantis. Rocket's getting reworks. Final healer before we move on to team-up abilities. They're decreasing the healing area of Repair Mode spheres from 70 health per second to 50 health per second, but added a new effect of one-time healing of 55 health to allies hit. So it's going to look like they're going to jump up in health, and then they're going to slowly gain health over time, instead of just slowly gaining health the whole time. But projectile speed reduction increased from 4.5 meters per second to 7 meters per second. And they're going to extend the cooldown for Jetpack Dash from 6 seconds to 10 seconds. So they're nerfing his movement. And they're reducing the dash distance from 10 meters to 8 meters. So your survivability is going to kind of go out the window. And they're reducing his ult damage boost from 40% to 25%. Oof. But added a new effect during the ability's duration, linked allies will receive an additional 100 bonus health points per second, capping at 150. And after breaking the link, this bonus starts to fall off after 1 second at a rate of 75 health per second. Additionally, they're increasing the cost from 3,700 to 4,000. So it's going to take a little bit longer to get this ult. You'll still have a damage boost, and now you get healing too on top of that, which is actually probably really, really good. So Rocket's going to actually be played. I hope they would make changes to Jeff, though. Team up abilities. Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch will actually have a team up ability now, which is pretty awesome. And Doctor Strange is the anchor. He gains a maximum health of like 100. He gains more health. Scarlet Witch gets a new ability. It's pretty busted from what I've seen. Captain America and Winter Soldier basically have a smack ability. They both just dash at people and smack them. Captain America literally gets 100 health increase plus a 5% damage boost, which will make him really good. And he's already annoying enough as a dive character and just stalling cart and everything, just like Venom. Winter Soldier unlocks a devastating stellar ability where he just impacts with people, and it's pretty cool. Emma Frost, Psylocke, and Magneto have a team-up ability. Emma Frost literally gives Psylocke and Magneto a Loki clone that's just attached to them, and it does the exact same abilities as the character, which is pretty busted. And Emma Frost gains 100 extra health, so yeah. They're gonna remove Winter Soldier from the Rocket team-up ability that gives him infinite ammo. Namor's gone from the team-up ability with Luna Snow. Psylocke's removed from the Magic team-up ability. Doctor Strange is gone from the Hulk team-up ability, but Namor is actually taking his place. So Namor's own squids now get gamma radiation, and they're a lot they're beefy and they shoot beams, I'm pretty sure. Metallic Chaos, Scarlet Witch, and Magneto, this entire ult's just going away. So it's just gone. And the Voltaic Union, the one with 4 Captain America and Storm, is also being removed, which is just rip. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But that's everything from the patch notes so far. Now moving on to the ranked. Basically, in ranked, they're going to remove this Yigsguard map and this Tokyo 2099 map, and they're going to replace them with this new singular map for the Hellfire Gala, which is actually... Uh-oh, I grabbed the wrong thing. It's a domination map, so that's kind of interesting. On top of that, in Gold 3 is where the new pick/ban system will be, where it used to be in Diamond 3. So now it's actually going down 6 divisions. And if you've never played the pick/ban system this far in the comp, and say you're just below Diamond, basically both teams get to ban 2 characters, and based on that percentage of that character being voted, gives them a higher likely of being banned. But even if you have just 1 vote on a character and everyone else voted, say, 5 votes on Wolverine, and say you voted on Spider-Man, Spider-Man could still be basically banned. So yeah, that's the pick/ban system. It's getting basically brought down into gold. So now comp is going to become even more serious, I would say. Everyone will also be resetted by 9 divisions. So if you're in Grandmaster 1 or Grandmaster 3 like me, you're going back 9 divisions essentially. You're going back to basically Gold 3. On top of that, they're raising the minimum level that you have to be in order to play comp from 10 to 15. So it's going to take a lot longer for people that have fresh Smurf accounts to just actually get into the comp. And also, if you're in an Eternity and a 1 above all, you have to queue up with only up to 2 players, or you're playing in solos. So now if you're in top 500, there's no more 6 stacking it and rolling everyone and getting top rank immediately. They're also going to increase the weight of individual performances, and more points are going to be rewarded to you based on your own skill. So if you are hard carrying your team on comp and you lose, you will lose less. Or maybe you might even be rewarded some. I don't exactly know how the system works, because some comp systems do that kind of stuff, where you don't lose anything at all. And also on the kind of other news itself that's kind of in the game that's being added, they're adding weekly challenges, and they're going to actually adjust all the other challenges. So your dailies and your basically your every 3 days or every 2 days, every other day challenges are going to be adjusted because of these weekly challenges being added. And they're only being added essentially to help more people finish their battle passes before the season's end. Another thing that they're actually doing to the game is actually adding a gifting system in the game so that you can buy skins and gift them to your friends. Similar to like other games, I want to say like Valorant has a gifting system now. So you can like buy a skin, just send it to whoever. So say you have like all the skins of Marvel Rivals and you're like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to help my boy out because he plays a lot of Wolverine, and you buy him a skin. So yeah, it's a pretty neat feature. It's probably going to be used for a lot of, let me just say, e-daters, lol, or like in general, just gifting stuff to your friends that really enjoy Marvel Rivals. But yeah. But they're also, this is kind of the most important thing to know, they're adding a new hero each month starting in Season 3. So Season 2 is the final season where it lasts 3 months long. Every other season is probably going to last 2 months with 2 new characters and they're going to have 1 new character every single month, which is cool. So that means next year you're probably going to have 12 new characters per year, which is insane. And this year alone, you're probably going to roughly have like 14 to 13 new characters all within this year, which is insane. Let's talk about future characters being added. Like Charles Xavier, which is insane that they just show him off like this. And also at the end of this trailer, it's a Krakoa Map reveal. They show this little dragon, this little purple dragon. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, and I will be smited. And I hope someone just says in the comments, Lockheed! That's what it is. Oh my god, dude, I just remembered it. This little dragon is associated with Kitty Pryde, which is an X-Men character. And, like, just Google it really quickly if you don't know. And she has, like, phase shifting abilities where she can, like, shift through walls and stuff. This little dragon's her friend. So if Kitty Pryde's getting added, that's kind of crazy. And also the leakers haven't mentioned her before. Unless this, like, dragon is just on a, like, new map and they're just hinting at another map. They've done this before in the past. They had the Psylocke, like, hint, which was a bunch of purple butterflies flying, right? And boom, Psylocke got added. Like, I think in August, before the game even came out. Kind of last year. So yeah, this might be a similar thing. And it's the hint at Kitty Pryde, so that's kind of interesting. And also, like I said before, seeing Charles Xavier show up just as a statue, that's probably what Charles Xavier is going to look like in-game. So yeah, that will be pretty cool too. And I think that's kind of everything. There's like future skins that they're going to be added, like I talked about before. But that's really it for Season 2. Yeah, I think that's everything. So yeah. Peace!